Here's how you end up with a back injury from muscle imbalances that are so bad, they pull your pelvis out of alignment and set you up as a disaster. So let's just say you hurt one part of your body. Maybe like your foot. You can't use your foot properly while it's healing. What does your body do? Other parts do the job of your foot. Your quads, your hip flexors, because you're living your life, trying to keep going as your foot heals. Stay fit, stay active, stay sane. These imbalances, they build over time. Then your foot gets better, you go back into movement. Maybe things are still kind of a little out of whack, right? Maybe because the injury was on your right side, your left side feeling more tight than your right. These imbalances can pull things out of alignment. And without the right support, you kind of end up having these imbalances for a while, even once whatever was hurt has healed. What happens? Well, things start to ache. And you don't feel right. You're doing things, you don't have pain in your foot, but other things are acting up. And then all of a sudden, because of all these tight muscles in weird places, things get pulled and twisted, and now your back hurts. You're like, oh no, what do I do? Well, you got to go back and start from square one. And this, my friends, is a story, kind of what happened to me. So I hurt my right foot a long time ago. Couldn't use my foot properly. So my right quad did a lot of work. My left hip flexor did a lot of work. I ended up with what I call a front butt because I couldn't properly push through my foot and engage my glutes. And I got out of pain. And so I was still working and living my life, but things weren't really online. And then I ended up with a rotated pelvis, muscle imbalances, and a back injury. The back injury was scary, and of course, I went immediately to trying to fix it mode, thinking that if I just found the right physical therapist, things would work. And actually that is kind of true, but it took a lot of time and a lot of effort to find the right support. Every PT I met with, 8 in San Diego, said kind of the same thing. Pelvis is rotated, muscle imbalances, back injury, you need to do bridges and clamshells. So I was doing those things, not really getting very far. And it wasn't until I found Julie at Protocol Sports Systems where I really learned how to get to the root of what was happening and start to get everything back in the right position and back online. So Julie is an orthopedic manual therapist. She owns Protocol Sports Systems in San Diego. I walked in and she's like, oh, I see this all the time in my practice. And she's helped me through manual therapy and then also getting me to slow things down and do all these intrinsic core muscles to get my deep abs and my glutes back in action. Because even though I was doing my hip bridges and my clamshells, I was doing them from the wrong place, AKA my quads and my front butt. So it wasn't really getting me very far. I mean, you can do hip thrusts all day, but if you're doing them from your quads, they're really not strengthening your glutes, are they? So she had me really slow it down, focus on where the movement was coming from, and try to get things back online. It was very frustrating and slow. It's kind of like when you're learning a new skill and you just aren't good at it, and you have to sit there and practice these like things that look like, look silly. You're on your back, you're doing breathing, you're trying to bring your belly button to your spine, deep TVA activation. You get frustrated. But then with practice, things start to turn a corner. So the first thing Julie had me do was really slow it down and do these deep intrinsic core muscle exercises to try and find my butt. The second thing that was really helpful was that she encouraged me to look at the big picture, everything I was doing in my life, how I was standing, how I was sitting, what I was doing in my activities and my hobbies and my teaching, to see if I was doing anything repetitively that was contributing to the issue. And I was standing on my left leg because my right foot was the original injured side. I was standing on my right leg with my leg locked out. So my left hip and left ankle were very tight, and more imbalance was caused by just how I was simply standing in my day-to-day life. So even little things like that make a significant difference, because that's what you're doing most of the time. How you're sitting, how you're standing, things that you're doing most often are contributing to imbalances that create often pain. So the best money I've ever spent in this whole process, and I've been bleeding money trying to find a good PT, was really with Julie, just because, yes, she's helping me with manual therapy fix the issue, but she's also really looking at the deeper root layers of why I'm in this issue in the first place and helping me get out of those. And that is worth every penny, because if I can get my butt back online, start to correct imbalances that I've had for a really long time, then things aren't going to be pulling me out of place and creating pain and compensation patterns that don't serve me. So I hope this video was helpful or insightful if you've been dealing with an injury and you're like, geez, I don't really know what's going on. You want to look at your history of movement, of injury. You want to look at what's pulling, what you're moving from. You want to think about the muscles you need to fill in action. And you know, getting hands-on work is really beneficial. I highly recommend if you can find a good person. It did take me a long time to find Julie at Protocol Support Systems. She's amazing. And you know, it's hard because sometimes when you're trying to find the right care, you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. And it's expensive and frustrating and stressful, but eventually it is worth it, because no one heals alone. You know, we heal as a community. We have to have support. You have to ask for help. And sometimes that's the hardest part of this whole process, right? But once you can find the right help, oh man, you turn a corner. And I'm out here walking and I feel my butt, and I'm so excited about that. I can't even tell you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I feel my butt today. And that's brilliant. So I just share this with you in hopes that if you are working through an injury also, this information is helpful. Please comment and let me know if so. I just want to thank Julie for Protocol Support Systems so much for being part of my healing journey, getting my butt back online, and also the other people who've been amazing, and you guys have seen them before. Fix Medical Group, 100%, hands down. For client and customer care, they go above and beyond. And I'm just really grateful for both of those people. So I love you, friends. I'm going to keep walking and try to squeeze my butt. You know, good things are happening out here. But yeah, if your back hurts, let's talk. And let's think about how we can get you back in business. All right. Sending you love. Have a great day.